Hello, and welcome to I'm going to attempt to teach you something. Even though I don't fully know what I'm doing, I just mess around. But, for this, I wanted to show you how to make grunge paper. What you will need is paper, shockingly, which I have, well, I have several, but the two I have out currently. Plain, just a plain colored piece of paper, or this one where I wrote on it because sometimes writing in the background makes it look, I don't know, cooler. It's up to you. You don't have to write on yours. I just like to sometimes. You'll also need, at least for what I'm doing, stencils of your choice. Like this one I like because it has texture on it. I like to use the square one the most. If you want any lettering, I don't know if you can see that very well. My shirt bleaches it out. And then I have one like this. So, oh, that and duh, you'll need paint and water, and I like to keep a paper towel nearby so I can dab off my paintbrush. And your paint palette of choice, and mine is not clean, don't look. Could I have gone and, like, cleaned it up? Sure, but why? Why would I do that? That'd be dumb. Okay, so, firstly, hold on. See, is that better? I can't, whatever, it's harder for me to see, but I feel like it looks better on camera when, it's not, sorry, everything's not bleached out anymore. I'm like, oh no, I look terrible, even though you can't see me. So firstly, I like to, whoa, my head is in frame, get my paintbrush a little damp. When you get it damp and then you get just a, like, here, let me pull this up so you can see. I like to just brush a little bit on there, make sure it's coated, and when it's a little wet, it goes on a slightly more transparent. Maybe not at first, because, you know, you got that fresh paint on there. See, you can kind of tell here. And I just like to get all the edges. And I'll darken the other edges more once I like to get my light coat down first and then go in and darken stuff. My mom's actually the one who watched my one book video, and she's like, I kind of want like a tutorial. I'm like, okay, but I don't want to do tutorials. But then I was thinking about it, I'm like, yeah, that'd probably be more helpful versus just listening to me ramble about shit. Like I said, I feel like I don't feel like I'm the best at like teaching, but I have so many people who are like, can you teach me how to draw and do this? And like I want to help, but I'm also like, I don't know how to help you because do I look like I know what I'm doing? That's all an illusion. Anyway, it kind of helps, at least for me. See, now I don't know if you can see. I have the brush kind of on the edge of the paper, and I just pull it down. And that gives me all my streaky looks. And I don't know if you can also tell with this brush, it's older, but with it, like it has stiffer bristles, they're spread apart more. And so, for me at least, it gives more of that bristly look. I don't know if my camera's focusing. Whatever. That hairy look, if you will. And the way you do this is, like, up to you. As you can see, I like to do kind of less on these long edges, and then I have longer strokes on, well, the shorter ends. And now I'm just going in, and with less water, I'm darkening this edge. I like to pull it down about a third of the way down, about half of the way down. It depends on my mood, you know? How dirty do I want this paper to look? And it works when you're a little more light-handed with this, because, you know, if you make everything super dark right away, it might look good. It just, again, it's preferences, but for me, if it's too thick and blobby, and then it starts to look like I'm trying to basically paint the whole paper black instead of leaving some of the orange paper behind. It is up to you, and I've kind of learned a technique with this textured stencil thingy, because before I would paint it and it was clearly like a block I'd put on my pages. So anyway, this is where I wet the paintbrush again. I want a mixture of paint and water basically, so that I can go back in and I'll darken this more if I want after. I kind of start in the middle, again, light strokes. I'm holding my brush more towards the top. And sometimes, yeah, that's what I did. I did like little circles, and don't pull it all the way to the edge, or it'll clearly look like, you know, you were using a stencil and not you bought this paper yourself. Oh, oops. Well, sometimes an oops happens, and you have to live with it, and we'll figure that out. That was me. See, this is what happens when you put too much paint on it. You lose your stencil, and whatever. It is what it is. Live and learn. I'm constantly learning. Why did you think that was a good idea? Okay, so this corner, I was just talking about not making it too dark, but I'm just gonna splatter some stuff here and hopefully make it balance out. This is another good thing about an old brush. All the bristles are already kind of splayed out, and if you do your water and paint mixture here, it just splatters a lot nicer, because you get some of those newer brushes where they're not big enough, and like you just get these little tiny blobs that are like, I mean, I guess, but it's not the effect I wanted. So anyway, that being said, might be ideal to use an old brush for this, or if you have your own idea of what you think might work, go for it, because it'll be different for everyone. You'll find your own technique eventually, and that's what you'll go with, which is what I do. Again, is it the right technique? I don't know. It's just what works for me currently, you know what I mean? And I'm seeing if extra water makes my splatters a little more splattery. Yeah, there we go. See, I get a few more bigger blobs in there, not just those tiny little speckles. Okay, so ta-da, kinda got something there. So from our disaster, we might create a masterpiece. Who knows? See, and I've got a bunch of stuff on here. Okay, so take two. Let's try this again. Where do I want to put this? I'm going to try it down here. And this time, it does help to hold this taut, especially if you're using your watery paint. Otherwise, it will kind of like leak underneath the stencil, which is what it did up here, because I wasn't holding it down, and I probably made it too wet. So yeah. We shall see. So now I'm trying the old crisscross technique. Let's see if that works. That's a little better. Honestly, I'm trying to remember what I did last time to get this to work. It's been a while since I've used the stencil. Yeah, okay, so looser strokes, and obviously don't fill it out too far, or you'll end up with a block and it won't look natural. Because I feel like with grungy stuff, you don't want anything to be too symmetrical, because then you lose your grunginess. That's also what I like about making grunge paper. You basically just make a mess, and then ta-da, you've made grungy paper. Yeah, I'm adding too much of this here. Okay, yeah, and you definitely, I'm noticing less paint on the brush. It works better. Okay, so I've gone a little crazy and might have added too many textury pieces, but that's okay. So now it's to decide, what do I want next? Oh, I also remembered, sorry, excuse me. Just give me 1 second here. There they are. Come out of my box, I beg of you. Okay. I also have these, I don't know why they're sticky, these sticky stamps. I used this on one of my pages. This is like, I don't know if you can see it. Let me try my light again. Does that bleach everything? I don't know. Let me try moving it this way. Maybe that'll just give us a little light that we need. Okay. So, are you supposed to put paint on these? I have no idea, but I do it. And you can put those wherever you want, and they don't even have to print fully. It's even better if they don't, because it makes it look like it has that worn effect, like, oh, this could be old wallpaper or something, and it's been here a long time, and the letters are wearing off. That's what I like to think anyway. Also, random note with my fingernails, this was finally starting to chip off, and then like the whole corner of my thumbnail broke off, so that's cool. Now I have like this point, and how much you want to bet I accidentally stabbed myself while I'm trying to sleep tonight. I can't tell you how badly I want these off of my fingers. They're not acrylics. I don't know what they're called. The powdery crap. I am not a fan. I was a fan for a few days, and I also liked that I could craft and my fingernails wouldn't chip, or the polish wouldn't chip. But now I'm like, I feel like I'm chewing on them more than ever, because I'm just like, I want these off my hands. I don't like how they feel. I don't like that I can't polish them another color. It's driving me insane. Okay, so we got some of that, and even better, now I did make my own splatters, but the stamp is splattery, might be cool, so I guess that would be key, making grunge paper. Don't be heavy-handed with your paintbrush, and less is more. Like, we were able to make this one splotchy corner of mine work here, but could have done without it. But it's alright. Live and learn. We're also supposed to be getting a huge snowstorm here soon, so in preparation for tomorrow, I'll probably be in here a lot. And if I have all of my, or not all, but a chunk of grungy paper done, I can use that for crafting tomorrow. I don't know when or if I already posted it. My book flip through, I have several that I didn't record myself making, and I thought I'll just record the final result. I'm trying to decide if I want to post any more of those. I just don't know what people will like, and I don't want to be too repetitive. So this one I feel like I just want to call done, because if I keep stamping it, I'm going to end up with, you know, it's all going to end up being black and wasting my time. But anyways, so this is one method, and obviously you can change whatever you want to make it more your own. Just gonna put that over there, but I don't have room. I have so much everything everywhere. Not that that's new. Excuse me. So next I'm gonna use my letter paper here. Not that you need to see me do it again, but I'll put it here. Sorry about that, someone came in. Anyways, same thing I did before, which as I'm going, I'm remembering stuff that I did for my other page. And I forgot I did bring down these brush strokes across the whole paper, but usually when there's less paint, and actually the brush was a little more dry, not wet, when you make these like scratchy looks, the softer paint looks, so it's not like as dark as the edges. And then, so you didn't miss much. So I also had this other stamp, which shockingly I am stamping on this page. I may just speed this part up, so you can watch me do the thing. Provided my phone doesn't quit on me, that'll be the thing that happens next. It's always harder to do this once I'm recording though, which sounds dumb, but it's just kind of like feeling like, oh, people are watching me now, even though they aren't. Kind of throws off my creativity. Okay, for this one, it's looking kind of empty. I need something else, but what? I really like this crackly looking stamp. It looks like clearly it's made more for like putting on the corners of pages, but I go against the grain. I put it wherever I want, and I'll kind of pull up this tail end here so you don't, so it's not like a full-on, oh, that was, sorry, that was clearly supposed to go on a corner. Sorry. Some days I talk fine, and other days my stutter kicks in full swing. I don't know why. Didn't used to stutter. I think it's a nervous tick. It's just I've developed one over the years. Couldn't even order food the other day when I went out to eat with family without stumbling over my entire sentence. I wanted to die right there. I was just like, oh my gosh. And it wasn't even a big deal, but I was so embarrassed, and I was like, yep, I wish I could vaporize. But alas, I had to sit through dinner. And then I got a salad, and it was huge, and of course everyone was talking about it. And again, not a big deal, but I was like, I just want to eat my salad. So, that being said, I'm a walking disaster. It is my lot in life. I don't like how this is looking. And why is that? I feel like it's too consistent. Actually, let's try to be different. Let's switch it up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna darken these edges a little bit more. Maybe that will help. This weird circly one that I actually don't like, so why do I continue to use it? I do not know. Your guess is as good as mine. It feels so dead in here without having any music on. So if you've noticed, I was worried about it looking too consistent. I feel like it's starting to balance out now, and that's because I've added more to the edges to kind of darken it here, and then adding more patterns. I think that helps like break up the, you know, everything's starting to look the same. I'm gonna add a few letters, and then I'm gonna call it done, and then we'll move on to the last page I have over here. And you obviously you could write words on here, but today I'm not feeling it. I'm just gonna slap a few letters on. Like, oh, what were they trying to say to me? The alphabet, that's it. The alphabet and the @ symbol. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. What is that? That looks like all my stupid dried glue pieces everywhere. So, ta-da, there is that. Gonna move this. And so lastly, this was similar to one I made before that I put in a junk journal already, so I can't show it to you at the moment. But basically glued some old playing cards on here, and sorry, I keep hiccuping. Not that that's new, not for my channel anyway. My channel, myself in general. They always come out of nowhere. Okay. So make sure your paintbrush isn't too wet. You don't want it slopping all over your page. And here we go, edges. Feeling like the cross-hatching technique right now. For this one, not right now. Whatever. I need to stop opening my mouth. All that's coming out is stupid. I like this paper is textured. It's kind of helping my grungy look here. The beauty of grunge paper is that you really can't mess it up. You're basically just making a mess. With the cards, I like to scribble the brush around the edges. I don't want there to be this blank green space around my cards. I want to try and make the cards look like they're part of the paper. Like they belong here. This is their home. And while the paint's still wet, just pull it out a little bit so it doesn't look like, oh, she just put a straight black line on these. Or don't, whatever, it's your paper. Maybe you like the straight line look. Do whatever you want. But if you don't want it, definitely fix it while the paint is wet, because once it's dry, well, I guess you could still fix it. Actually, maybe you shouldn't be listening to me. I've kind of been drinking, so, like, is anything I'm saying making sense? I don't know. So far, we're still in the I hate this stage. It's not going the way I want. Not new. When in doubt, splatter your page. Might help things, might not. Who knows? I just said... My phone hates me and wants to see me fail. It's fine. I cleared everything, deleted everything again. I don't know what I was talking about. That maybe not a good idea to follow all my instruction. Do I really know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I can't even keep my phone recording. You think I have a handle on my life, too? You're wrong. Anyway, I think I was just saying, not a huge fan of how this is turning out. Oh yeah, I was splattering it to try and get it. Come on. No. Don't look, I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm not struggling. Everything is fine. Sure hope I don't have anything important on this table. I mean, I shouldn't, but, you know, getting paint everywhere, so if I do, whoops. Okay, so I just kind of wanted the edges of these cards to look a little more blended, I guess. Okay, whatever. Where's my... Oh. I put my laptop on it. Why wouldn't I do that? Let's start where my paint's not as wet. Can't even see what I'm doing. There we go, that's probably better. Does it matter at this point? If I use this footage, it's gonna be so freaking choppy. I have no one to blame but myself for not planning this out better. need to go through my phone and like delete a bunch of crap so I have more space on there. Okay. I'd like to say we're getting somewhere, but I don't think we are. It's time for the big guns, and by the big guns I mean this big splatter. That's a splatter, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, whatever. This big blobby thing. Ooh, that didn't work at all. Cool. Where do I want this? Oh, hair just gets everywhere. And on everything. Okay, yeah, that's boo, garbage. I don't like that. It doesn't help that these stamps are sticky. Of course hair gets on everything. Or maybe I don't have enough paint. That could be my issue. Oh my gosh. I think it's because I was splattering my paint with, well, the paintbrush. It just ink all over my hands. Oh my gosh. Nothing wants me to succeed. Someone's having a laugh at my expense right now. Ah, you didn't see that. So, part of making grunge paper is not to decorate your tablecloth. Do not take that advice from me. I mean, it wasn't advice in the first place, you just witnessed it. That wasn't part of anything. Okay, gonna stop talking now. Why does my computer always need to be updating? Don't you want to install updates now? Didn't you update last week? What the frick else do you have to update? I just want the cards to blend more with what I have going on here, because they still kind of look like they're standing out instead of blending in. Conform to my paper. This edge, I want that darker. Ignore that I'm again painting my tablecloth. It's fine, I have a new one to switch it out with soon anyways. I want bigger splatters on there. I don't know if I can get that with this brush. Oh. Good one! Yeah, that's what I wanted. This isn't so much a tutorial, but as a test. Do you really know what you're doing? Here, let's see. No, I never know what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't like this one. But this is basically just to show if you want to add other stuff on the paper, you can do that with, well, anything really. I had plain cards on hand, a good chunk of them, so I thought, well, I'll just use that, and that's what I did last time. This might be better if you had like if you mixed more water in your paint and did like a wash over it, just because they look so white, and then with all the grungy stuff, it definitely like stands out more. Again, all up to preferences, what you want to do with your paper. For this one, for me, I'll probably be tearing it into tiny little pieces and just using the texture as accent on other pages, because I don't like it. So I'll call it done for there. You kind of have an idea of how I make grungy paper if you wanted to try it for yourself. Just know, it's messy. I've gotten it all over everything, including my hands. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found something helpful. Bye.